Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a modern treehouse. This treehouse features a nice, sleek, modern design that is fit for up to 3 people or one very greedy person, like me. You may notice that I have done the inside of the build. Feel free to make it to the end of the video, and there I will show you what the inside of the house looks like. So make it to the end to see the inside. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel and click the little bell next to the subscription button to keep up to date with all of the awesome things that I'm going to be building in the future. Without any further ado, let's get started. Now, before we begin building, ladies and gentlemen, here are all of the materials that we are going to be using. You will need every single one of those. Please make sure that you have access to those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of ground space required to make the treehouse is an 8x8 block area. Feel free to make this grid in your world if you rarely have to make sure that you know exactly where this is going to fit in, although I suspect that you might not have to, as it is just an 8x8 block area. Pause the video if necessary. Make sure that you have all of those materials. Make sure that you have a nice spot picked out for your treehouse and that it will fit, and once you're ready, we can begin. Okay, so step 1. On the off chance that you have made this grid, I want you to work your way to the front left-hand corner of your grid. Count to the right 1, 2, and 3, and then inwards by 1. If you've made the grid, we're both starting in the same place. On top of this block, place an oak block. Place 2 oak blocks going back and left from the first. Place an oak block going back, and then 2 oak woods going back and right. Place an oak wood going right of that. Place 2 oak woods going right and in front of that block. Place an oak wood block coming down, and then 2 oak wood blocks coming down and to the left. This will create a sort of perfect-ish circle, as perfect as Minecraft circles can get. On top of this circle of oak wood, I want you to place 18 rows of oak wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And we are going to, on top of every single one of these oak wood blocks, place 18 oak woods. In total, we want to have a row that is 19 blocks high. Of course, that is 1 plus the 18 equals 19. Bear in mind that you can make this treehouse taller. As tall as you like. Well, as tall as Minecraft will let you. You can keep repeating the set of patterns that I'm going to be showing you throughout this build to make an insanely huge treehouse. You can have as many floors as you like. I just so happen to find that the balance that I have stricken with the treehouse that you would have seen at the start of the video is just nice enough for me. But feel free to expand on this design and make it pretty much your own version of the treehouse. So, now that we have the trunk of the tree, which is going to be the foundation of the build, we can move on. Come down to the front of your treehouse. I want you to destroy 4 rows of oak wood starting from the bottom front of the treehouse. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to place light blue glass underneath the top of the blocks that you destroyed. And I want you to place block of quartz at the bottom. Place birch doors in between. And then place grey concrete left of the block of quartz, coming up as high as the light blue glass block, and do the same on the right. I want you to also place stairs, quartz stairs of course, coming out from the doors. Place grey concrete left and right of the quartz stairs, and then place 2 birch fence on the left of the door and the right of the door. Place quartz slabs on top of the birch fence, crawling over to the right to sit on top of the next birch fence. Extend the quartz slabs left and right and connect them to the back of the tree. We now want to place another row of quartz slabs, half a row above the previous layer, that is just going to form a very cool modern style entrance. I'm also going to place oak leaves going around the base of the tree. These oak leaves are going to come out left and right of the entrance, go all the way around the outside of the base of the trunk of the tree, and it's just going to kind of like, it's going to add another colour to the base of the tree, and it just makes it look a little bit nicer. Okay, so now we can begin work on building the rooms. The first room is going to start off this way. Above the right of the entrance, you will notice that you have a grey concrete in between the quartz and the oak. I want you to place 1 and 2 birch fence on top of that area. I then want you to place 4 grey concrete coming up on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to go right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go down by 4, or as a matter of fact it's 3. 1, 2, 3, and connect over to the left. I want you to take the corners of this shape, so this bottom corner and this top corner, and extend right by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do the same with the upper block. This way, you will be able to connect them together, and you will also be able to connect them to the middle of the trunk of the tree. We're also going to join them together downwards once we join them to the trunk of the tree to give us something which should be identical to what we have on the opposite side there. Okay, so what we now have to do is in every single one of the 4 corners on both the front and the back, you want to place in the front bottom left corner of grey concrete a sideways inward facing quartz stairs. Same on the opposite side. You want to place the upside down version in the top right corner and the top left corner, like this. I then want you to place on the outsides of these the counterpart. So the upside down ones you place regular sideways facing quartz stairs. On the regular ones at the bottom you place upside down quartz stairs, like this, so the opposites pretty much. You join together the top and bottoms using a block of quartz like this, and you place quartz slabs underneath the pair of stairs at the bottom and join them together. You do the same at the top, you place quartz slabs on top and then join them together. You finish up by placing light blue glass block in the empty space in the middle like that. Perfect. And now you want to do the same thing on the back. So just to remind you, you place inwards facing regular quartz stairs at the bottom 2 corners, upside down quartz stairs in the top 2 corners. The opposites of those, depending upon whether we're talking about the tops or the bottom, the end result kind of like, you end up with like Z shapes, like backwards and forwards, or kind of like, they remind me of ducks. I don't know why. And we're going to connect them together at the top and the bottom using smooth quartz block. Smooth? Ah, I guess it is. I haven't tried it myself, but I imagine it is smooth. We're going to place quartz slabs underneath the bottom pair of stairs and connect them together as well. And we'll place quartz slabs at the top and connect them together left and right as well. I am going to use oak leaves a little bit later on, because first of all, caught myself there, nice segue. So what we're going to do first of all is just add a bottom to this particular module of the treehouse. This is a room, and we want to give it a quartz slab floor. The quartz slab floor is easy to figure out where it goes, as you simply connect the front and the back of the floor together, like this. It's up to you how you want to deal with the sides of the build, but I simply made my sides completely quartz block. So I've just connected the right and left sides together like this. I also place a row of quartz slab right up at the top here to connect the top of the build together just like this. And then I'm going to use some oak leaves to fill the top of this in. Now, I don't want the oak leaves to touch the corners. I kind of want to flex them inwards a block like this, so that it creates a bit more of a corner shape. And I'm just going to place another layer of oak leaves just directly above like this that are going to sit above the original layer, just to kind of, well, layer them a little bit. And that is pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, how each room is going to go. The only thing that you're going to have to figure out is where the next one goes. So, on the left side of the entrance now, which is here of course, I want you to take the upper left side of the entrance here, this grey concrete block that is in between the quartz slabs and the oak wood, and I want you to place 8 birch fence coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Place 4 grey concrete on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go left by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go down by 4. 1, 2. Actually, I keep saying 4. Go down by 3. And then connect to the opposite side. Like this. I then want you to take the top corner and the bottom corner and extend back across the build each by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to connect the bottom and the tops together and then connect to the trunk of the tree. And then we'll join them together where they each connect to the trunk. Like this. Did I place glass on the previous level of the build? I missed the glass part. I'm just going to take care of this now. Do remember to pay the same amount of attention to the back of the rooms as you do the front of the rooms. This is why I quite often scan around the builds as I'm building to make sure that things are done correctly. We can preemptively do this on this room. We can place glass in the front of the grey concrete area and in the back of the grey concrete area. We're now going to do the same procedure as we did to the previous room. We are going to place the appropriate quartz stairs in each one of the 4 corners of the room. We are going to place the opposites on the outsides of the quartz stairs. We are going to place the quartz block in between the bottom and top pairs with quartz slabs underneath and above the top and bottom pairs. We're going to do the same on the front, bottom, and the tops. We place the opposites coming outwards from these, which for some reason reminds me of birds that I used to draw when I was younger. We're going to place quartz block in between the top and bottom pairs, and then the quartz slabs on the top and bottom pairs as well, like this. We want to use quartz slabs to completely fill the base of this particular room in. I call them modules for some reason. It seems right, but they're rooms, pretty much. We want to fill the bottom of the rooms in. How you tackle the sides of the room is up to you. I'd recommend just connecting front and back together using quartz blocks. Ultimately, this will yield you more room inside of each individual room rather than getting fancy. When it comes to the top, I would recommend connecting the quartz slabs together and then adding a layer of oak leaves all the way around the inside, neglecting the 2 corners, like so. We're going to add another layer on top of this that is just going to sit just perfectly like that. That looks nice. That's perfect. And in doing that, ladies and gentlemen, you will have completed 2 rooms of your treehouse. And you can keep building these if you so choose. You can go up as high as you like, keep alternating these where the rooms are, make sure that one's on the right and left and right and left. I'm going to be stopping at 2, but you can feel free to keep going. The next part of this is for us to make the top room, the largest of all rooms. I want you to place grey concrete on top of the front 2 middle oak woods at the top of the build. Extend the grey concretes left by 2, 1, 2, and right by 2. 1, 2, like this. We are going to raise up the left and right sides by 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Join them together in the middle, and do the same on the back. Raise up these back 2 oak woods, extend them left 2, right 2, extend up by 3 on the left and right sides, join together in the middle, join the front and back corners together to make a box. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, once we have our box, we are going to fill the front and the back in using some light blue glass. We might even fill the top in as well because we can. Like this. And there we are. Perfect. So on the right and left sides of the box, we have additional boxes. So if you come to, say, the front right hand corner of the box, move 1 block inwards and place 3 grey concretes going right. 1, 2, 3. And then go up by 2. 1, 2. And then go left by 2. 1, 2. And then connect down. And then extend the bottom of this backwards by 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows. And then extend this corner up 1, 2. Right by 2. Copy what you have on the opposite side. Fill the right side of this in using grey concrete, and you can even leave the top alone if you like. Place a little light blue glass in the front and the back, and you will end up with this shape, which is pretty unremarkable. But we want to do the same on the opposite side, and then we can get fancy. So you take the front left corner of the treehouse, you move back by 1, and place 1, 2, 3 grey concretes coming left outwards. Go up by 1, 2, right by 1, 2, down, extend the bottom backwards by 1, 2, 3 rows. We then want to extend the left side up by 1, 2, the right side up 1, 2, join together in the middle, fill the side in, place glass in the back and the front like that. And then what did we do to the other side? Well, I mean, you can either like fill the top in and then later on modify it and add some glass in here, but we might even make it so that we've got a little bit more walking around room in here. We might fill it in, say, like above here, but we'll deal with that a little bit later on. The main part is that we have a shape that should look like this. We're going to start off by adding the same quartz detail to the front and back of this as we have to all of the other rooms. So we want to begin by placing quartz stairs. The quartz stairs in front of the bottom pair of corners and the quartz stairs in front of the top pair of corners. We place the opposite quartz stairs coming outwards from the sides of the quartz stairs that we have placed. We join them together top to bottom using quartz blocks. And we of course join them together at the bottom using quartz slabs. And at the top using quartz slabs also. Like this. We want to do the same on the back. On the back of course we place the quartz stairs coming outwards from the bottom corners and outwards from the top corners as well. Placing the opposite pairs of quartz stairs on both sides. And joining them together top to bottom using block of quartz. Place quartz slabs connecting the top together and quartz slabs connecting the bottom together. We want to have a similar sort of deal with the sides of the build as well. So, where we have the smaller parts of the treehouse, we want to place sideways quartz stairs block in the bottom left corner and the top left corner like this. And then we want to have the opposites coming outwards from these quartz stairs blocks. We want to join top to bottom using smooth quartz block or regular. I don't know why I have smooth quartz all of a sudden. I then want to place quartz slab underneath the bottom quartz stairs and join it to the right. It will join perfectly underneath the middle of the tree. And we want to do the same with the top, so we place a quartz slab and then we extend it to the right, like this. And we want to have the same sort of deal on the back. So on the back, we place our quartz stairs at the bottom and the top. We have the upside down and regular facing quartz stairs coming outwards. We join it together in the middle and we place quartz slabs underneath like this. And we place quartz slabs on top like this. There we go. It might be better for us to connect the middle of the build together before we start working on the sides. So I'm just going to delete this slab and replace it with quartz stairs, as that kind of overrides what we have going on. I'm going to place quartz slabs connecting the front and the back of the build together as well at the top. On the opposite side here, I'm going to place that quartz stairs layer again. And then I'm going to do the detailing. So the upside down and regular quartz stairs in the appropriate places for the little smaller part of the treehouse. The upside down and the regular in the appropriate places again. Top it off by connecting them together and placing quartz slabs underneath and on top of the build like this. We're going to have the same on the back as well, of course. So here and here. With the opposites, connect them together, and then the quartz slabs join together to the middle quite naturally. Perfect. So all we have to do from this point, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much just connect the right side of the treehouse and the left side of the treehouse together, which involves us placing some quartz slab blocks underneath the treehouse like this. We might even change a little bit of what we've just done there, and we'll just seal up the right sides and the left sides. And I'll show you later on how you will elicit more room from your treehouse once we reach that point in the tutorial. But quartz slabs on top, quartz slabs a little bit underneath, and I'll show you what I mean on the other side where I said we might have to delete a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. But so far, we have something which should look like this, which looks pretty good all by itself. The next thing that I'm going to do is I just want to have some leaves underneath this right side of the treehouse. So I'm just going to add some like this, but you'll notice in placing these, they of course cannot connect to the bottom of the treehouse here. So I am contemplating kind of like digging some of these out, some of the quartz slab blocks, and placing leaves in their place, because I think that that might just look a little bit better like that. Although I'm not quite happy with the shape. The shape could be, that actually looks a little bit more natural. That doesn't look too bad. I just want a little bit more green on the build, that's all. I also want to have the theme of birch fence running up the two front corners of the build. So here where we have these leaves, I'm going to place birch fence coming all the way up so that it kind of reinforces the trunk of the tree. And the same here on the left. Destroy any quartz slab blocks that get in your way. We're going to do the same on the back also. So on the back, we take the two corners and we just run up the birch fence. And it comes all the way up to the top here. And I'll tell you what, I'll destroy this block and place a leaf in there. And I'll destroy this block, place birch fence, come underneath, destroy that. The birch fence I think is a little bit more important than the quartz because it kind of just like, it follows through and it really adds a nice contrast to pretty much everything for the build. So I don't mind deleting a couple of quartz blocks here and there just to kind of suit it a little bit. So the last thing that we're going to do in terms of making the tree look cool is add oak leaves. So the way that I added oak leaves originally to make this area look cool is I placed a layer of oak leaves coming out and around the top of the shape of the treehouse. So this might sound a little weird. It's kind of difficult to explain, but going around the top of the quartz slab level of the treehouse, kind of molding to the shape of the treehouse, I'm placing a layer of leaves. It'll look like this. So as you can see from the top, I've kind of just went all the way around the outside shape at the top of the treehouse to figure out how I want to add that layer of leaves. I'm going to add another layer of leaves on the outside of this. So just to bolster the shape, I'm literally just adding like just another layer just around the outside. I'm not doing anything fancy with this at all. I'll show you how to make it look a little bit more natural as time goes on, but something like this, you can see that we've just bolstered the shape a little bit. Feel free to knock out some corner blocks in a few places. This will round the tree a little bit better. Like this. Here, and here. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's not too bad. And then we're going to add another layer of leaves on top of the outside part. It's always tricky making leaves, and it's always tricky explaining the method of using leaves as well. The idea is to make it look kind of sort of natural. So as natural as Minecraft leaves can get. So we've added another layer on top. And then the objective here is to keep adding layers of oak leaves up and above the previous layers. So one row inwards, one row above, that's all you have to do. We're adding the leaves just like this, going all the way around the top of the inside. You do not have to be pristine and perfect with these. It's a bit better if you mess it up actually a little bit. So you don't want to be perfect. That's the best advice that I can give you. Now we're going all the way around like this. And here as well. Just want it to go all the way around. And once you've gained enough height, so how many layers is that? 1, 2, 3. That's about enough layers. You can add a final one if you want. I'm going to fill the top of this whole area in using leaves. And you don't have to fill the entire top of the area in, by the way. If you want, you can even like make it so that you can still see the area above the treehouse, like all of the glass and stuff. Like you can essentially add a skylight if you so choose. I'm going to add leaves now in the gaps. Like I'm just going to come inside of the treehouse like this, and I'm just going to fill in the gaps underneath just from the inside, just because it will be a little bit easier here. So I'm just going to make it hug, and I need to be able to get out as well, but I can kind of like just knock my way out and then replace it in a second. So yeah, there we go, perfect. So now we don't have any holes. I'm just going to knock my way out here, seal that back up. And that doesn't look too bad, right? That looks okay, but if you add some like oak leaves underneath these sides and the corner parts and stuff like this, right? If you kind of layer them and make it look a little bit random, then you will get a very cool, more natural looking effect, which you will find is a lot more pleasing to look at than kind of like the robotic, mechanic, man-made version that we have just done. So depending upon how much time you kind of want to spend, like you can do the bottom part, and you can also add layers like to the top parts as well, wherever you find it necessary to kind of like add in here and like here and stuff, like here in these corners, just like that. Like you can really change it. Like, doesn't that look a load better already? And you would do that all the way around the outside as well to make it look however you wanted to make it perfect. But that's not what we're going for with this. I've just given you the tool that you can use to make it look exactly how you like. Feel free to implement that tool however you will. And now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the tutorial portion of this, well, tutorial complete. I'd now like to refer back to the original version where you can see what I've done to the inside and how you can maximize the inside use of your treehouse. Let's go back. So here we are back at the original version of the treehouse. There is only one entrance to the treehouse. It's all the way down here at the bottom. I would recommend, once you enter the treehouse, to have a small storage area. That's what I've got going on inside here. I have plenty of chests, it's nice and well lit, and it's also nicely and spookily decorated. I have a ladder that runs all the way from the base of the treehouse, coming all the way up to the top of the treehouse. And I have several floors in the treehouse as well. These correspond with where the rooms are in the treehouse. So for instance, we have one floor here where the first room is, a second floor where the second room is, and I have of course implemented a third floor where the third and largest room is. So that is how I figured out where these floors that we are now going to be seeing went. So coming up to the first floor, you can see that you have enough room for a storage, smelting, and just general crafting area. There's even more room that you can utilize as you work your way through your treehouse. This is just a small example of how you might want to tend to the area. You will notice that in not having any windows on the sides of the rooms, you will be able to use that space more efficiently. I would recommend just having quartz slabs for a roof, layered with the oak leaves on top. It makes for a really nice design. It really flows well together. As we come up to the next floor of the treehouse, we are going to be moving into a bit more of an enchanting and upgrading area. The rooms are all very similar. They all serve a little bit of a different purpose though. But as you can see, this is sort of just gauging how much room you will have for each particular floor of the treehouse. And of course, there is enough room for an entire player to kind of live out of this floor. There's more than enough room for a bed and a crafting table and furnaces and all that sorts of fun stuff. I've just kind of made it as just a single player base. Coming up to the third and final floor, and by the way, hidden away chests. Coming up to the third and final floor, I've got a couple of beds just in case a friend does want to stop by. We've got one on the left and one on the right, and we have just more storage. We have places to store armor and furnaces, crafting, all that sort of survival stuff that you might want and expect out of a treehouse. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you might want to go about decorating your treehouse. Small of a note, on this particular version of the treehouse, you can see straight out of the top as well. I actually dug out all the leaves at the top so you can see the sunlight directly above us. It's kind of a cool feature, I think. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please do remember to hit that like button, as it helps me and the channel out so much, and it helps out poor Steve. If you would like to keep up to date with all of the things that I'm going to be building, then please subscribe and click the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll keep you up to date with the channel and make sure that you don't miss any videos that come out. And if you would like to make more builds like this one, or some city builds, or some more fun related builds, check out the card system and the description below for all of those playlists that will show you all sorts of cool things that you can build next. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate all of you very much. You guys know how I like to end these videos. I like to jump off the top of something high, and by the way, that's how you can see into the top. It's cool, isn't it? Goodbye!